Okay. So today I'm going to explain about the additional domain controller. So you already know that we already have a domain called google.com and we have only one domain controller with us. That is called as ADC01. This is our ADC01 which is there in Bangalore location, and the IP address of that ADC is 192.168.230.100, right? So now as your business grows, we are planning to have one more domain controller at Hyderabad location because your business is also getting demand from there and you are also around 500 users working in the Hyderabad location. If there is no Hyderabad domain controller, so all the users who are there in the Hyderabad location, when they enter the username and password, so that should travel to Bangalore location domain controller and get the authentication done, and it will go back. So that is causing the delay. Okay. So in order to come out of the delay, to increase the application performance and to give the uh, good feeling to the customer or the clients, what we will do, or the users, what we will do, we will add one more domain controller that is called as ADC01, additional domain controller. Okay, in the Hyderabad location. So then imagine if there are 10,000 users available in our office organization. So this domain controller, both the domain controller will share the load. 5,000 users will get the authentication in Bangalore location, and the Hyderabad users will get the authentication in the Hyderabad location. Okay, and to build an additional domain controller, there are some certain prerequisites. Okay, first and foremost thing, you should have one server operating system. I have already built one server operating system which 2016. You can add 2016, 2019, 2022, whatever operating system you would like to have, you can add it, no problem. And you should make sure the server has got the static IP. Yes, I've already added the IP address like 192.168.230.110. It is not yet added, I am going to add this one. Okay, and naming, yes, I will make sure the naming is created as ADC01, or according to your naming convention you can have it, but it should be static and it should be standard. Okay, and other packages like .NET and all should be there, and the communication between both the domain controller ADC and DC, the communication should be there. The required port should be there. Firewall should be turned, allowed all the required traffics and ports. Okay, so that is the reason what I have done. I have added the IP address in the same range, same network. See, 192.168.230.100 is my Bangalore domain controller. 192.168.230.110 is my ADC01, which is Hyderabad domain controller. So both are in the same range. So for me, I don't have to work on the ports. Okay. So let me take you to the VMware now. If you see here in the VMware, I've already created a domain, a server, which is ADC01. So let me log into that ADC01 and check the IP address, whatever I was talking. So ncpa.cpl, if I quickly go there and if I open the network interface card, I can see the IP address is dynamic here. See here. So I will make it static. The same IP address I'll give 192.168.230.110 and 192.168.230.2 is the 230.2 is the gateway, and the DNS here, the preferred DNS, I should always give the IP address of the DC01, this one. Okay, and the DC01 IP address is 192.168.230.100. But let me verify that. If I quickly go to the server, go to command prompt, and I can just run ipconfig. See, 230.100, it is correct only. So I will add the IP address here, 192.168.230.100, and in the alternate DNS you can add the same server IP address of the ADC01, 192.168.230.110, because even this ADC will also act as a DNS once it is become a domain controller. Okay, so I'm done. Now the next thing is I should make sure the naming is correct. sysdm.cpl, if you write sysdm.cpl, it will take you to the computer naming option here. See, it is still in non-standard name and it is in work group. That's okay, work group can be fine. But here the naming should be proper. ADC01 I'll put. Okay, I'll click on OK. The machine gets restarted. Yeah, I have to restart the VM now. Well, let us wait for this to complete. So let me log into the ADC01 after the restart. So password would be the same and it is still in the work group only. I can show you that. If I go to cmd command prompt sysdm.cpl, you see it is still in the work group, but the naming is changed. The name has become now ADC01, but it is still in the work group. Okay. So now let me see the firewall. Okay, ping 192.168.230.100. I'm able to ping from ADC01 to DC01. Means there is a communication. But let me also try from my domain controller ping 192.168.230.110. You see here, it is not pinging. So it is one-way communication. See, my ADC01 is able to talk to the DC01, but my DC01 is not able to talk to the ADC01 because in the DC01 the firewall is off. See, firewall.cpl, if you see firewall.cpl, if you see it is. Let me turn off this one. Turn on or off. Turn off this one. Okay. Similarly, in the ADC01 also, if you see firewall.cpl, it is also on. You can turn off, turn off, turn off. Okay. Now, if you go to DC01 command prompt, and if you ping 192.160, yeah, 110, see it is pinging now. So now I'm ensuring the communication is there between both the servers. Now I'm good to promote a domain controller. Now quickly go to the ADC01 and now I have to install the required roles in order to configure the domain controller. So in order to configure the domain controller, one role we need to install. That role is nothing but Active Directory domain service role. Before I install that, if I go to the tools and if I see, I don't see anything with respect to the domain controller. I don't see the ADDS, I don't see DNS, I don't see group policy management, right? Now, if I click on add roles and features and add the Active Directory domain controller, this one, Active Directory domain services feature, it's a role actually, okay? And you see group policy is also installed. Next, and install. So I'm just installing the role now. So it will take a while, 20-30 seconds it will take. Once the installation is done, then we need to promote it as a domain controller. So before I show that, if I go here, DC01, it is asking me to patch, but I don't patch it now. Okay. So if you go to tools, Active Directory users and computers, and in the google.com, you will have domain controllers here. See domain controllers for you. You can only see DC01. I don't have any other domain controller. Okay. But once we promote this ADC, so that automatically creates one more object for the ADC01 also. Okay. And that will be resides in the domain controller OU. I'll show you that. See here, it says configuration required, installation succeeded on ADC01. That means the installation completed successfully. So either you can click on this promote this server to a domain controller option, or you can go here, notification symbol is there here, click on that, There you see configuration required for Active Directory domain service at ADC01 and click this uh, hyperlink is there, promote this server to a domain controller, click on that. There you go with the actual domain controller promotion. Like, okay. So here you are getting three options as usual. The first option says add a domain controller to an existing domain. Do we already have a domain? In our case,
No, sir.
we have a domain, no? Google.com already. And for that only we are going to add, no? Correct, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
already DC01 is there and the domain name is Google. And I told you if I add additional domain controller, one more ADC01 will be creating here, right? That means we already have a domain and I'm going to add additional domain controller, one more domain controller, which is my additional domain controller. So the first one will be applicable. Second one means add a new domain to an existing forest. Means if you already have google.com, if you want to add india.google.com, a child domain, that time second option. Okay. First, the last option is if you are freshly creating a forest, like I created initially google.com, that time I selected the last option, right? So now I have to select the first option, add a domain controller to an existing domain, and now you have to specify to which domain you are going to add. That is called google.com. So here I need to add google slash administrator. Password is you need to enter the domain password and google administrator. Yeah, now it has taken google.com. It is not taking. Okay, let me select it again. Google.com. Select OK. Next, you must supply username. Already okay. Okay. See, it is taking ADC01. I should give Google slash administrator and the password. Yeah, see, it has taken now. Now it is asking the DSRM password. This is, you can reset later also, but this is important. In order to restore something, you need to go to the DSRM mode only. Okay. So I'm not going to do any kind of delegation. I want delegation means instead of this ADC01 or DC01, some dedicated person will be there. He will always work as a DNS. But in my case, we are not doing any kind of delegation. We wanted this server to work as a DNS server. Then just click on next. Don't select anything. And it is telling since I'm adding additional domain controller, from which domain controller I need to pull the remaining information. Like if there are 10 20 domain controllers, you have to specify from which domain controller the replication should happen. Since in our case we only have one domain controller, okay, I can even select DC01 or I can even select any domain controller. Okay, so it picks up whatever is close by or whatever is responding fast. Okay, and this is the database. I will just go with by default and click on next. And now it is verifying the prerequisites and checks and it passed successfully. There is nothing due, everything is passed successfully. Then I'm good to install. I click on install. Now our installation, I mean the domain controller promotion starts. Now waiting for the DNS installation to finish. See, it is installing the DNS. I already told you DNS is very very important. Without the DNS, Active Directory will not work. Okay, so see domain join, changing the domain membership. It was work group, it is adding to the domain. Replicating from the other server from ADC01 to ADC01, it is copying the some content. See, it is done. Now it automatically get restarted. I'm not doing anything. See, it is just automatically gets restarted. And once it is restarted and comes up, this will work as a additional domain controller, or it is working as a domain controller. You can see here, if you go to DC01, if I refresh this page, you can see ADC01 also comes and sits here. See, ADC01 also coming and sitting here. That means in our estate, google.com, we have two domain controller as of now. One is by DC01, my root domain controller. The second one is ADC01, my additional domain controller. Okay, and all this folder structure, whatever you see now, everything will be replicated from my DC01 to ADC01. So both DC and ADC, even if you have 10, 20, 30 domain controller or 100 domain controller also, the every all the 100 domain controllers are the identical. They are replica of each other. If you delete something in DC01, the same will be getting deleted in all the 199 domain controller. All the 100 domain controller that will get deleted. If you create a user in one domain controller like DC01, the same user will be replicated to all the remaining 99 domain controllers. So everything is replica here. Okay, you don't see the difference at all. You will not be able to understand which is my ADC, which is my DC. Okay, like that it is. So let me see if my ADC is coming up. It is still coming up. So normally after the domain controller promotion, it will take some time. If when you restart it, it will take some time. Okay, so yeah. So to make it easy, now if I go to Bangalore location, under admin, nobody is there. Under IT, some people are there, right? So what I will do, under admin, I'll create one user now. Admin at the rate google.com. PASSWORD at the rate 123. I'll just set that. And I'll check user must change the password. I'll uncheck. Next, finish. Now I have created the user in admin. If you look at in the ADC01, ADC is up now. Let me log in. See, now I have logged in like Google/administrator. If you can see that, it is not in the work group. It is already a domain controller. That is the reason I have put Google/administrator. And if I go to the server manager and open the Active Directory domain services, you see multiple AD related tools there. If I go to tools here, see here, multiple things are there. Active Directory Administrator Center, Domain Centers, Modules, Sites and Services, Users and Computers, Group Policies there, and even DNS is also there. See, but if I open Active Directory Users and Computer, see the same folder structure. You don't see the difference at all. You have India, see, you have Bangalore, you have Delhi, you have Mumbai, right? So under Bangalore you have admins. See, I have just created the user called admin there, but he has created here. So IT, we have cloud is there. Under the three users are there. Developer, nobody is there. Testing team, nobody is there. R&D sales. Now if I create in the R&D, if I want to create one OU, okay, test. Under the test, if I create one user, test R&D, test R&D at google.com. This user will be created, replicated to the other domain controller also. It will take some time, but he will be transferring the data. I mean, he will get replicated from ADC to DC. D601 also. So he will come here. It will take some time. So tools, users and computers, under the sales, it will be coming and sit. Not under the sales. Where I created under the R&D, na? Sales, okay. Okay, then I think I did the mistake. What I'll do, I will move this user back to the R&D. So now the user is there in R&D, okay. So here, yeah, it will take some time. So don't worry. Okay. So now if I show the Active Directory FSM roles, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So if I want to show you net dom query FSMO, you see here, I see all the FSM roles are present in the DC01. See, schema master, domain naming master, PDC, RID, infrastructure master, everybody, every role is there in the dc01.google.com only. Okay. So tomorrow I am going to show you how can we move FSMO role from one domain controller to another domain controller. Okay, tomorrow's topic is that. Okay, so let us see if I can see that data replicated here. I can go to Active Directory sites and services. Here you can go to domain controllers. Replicate. Okay. I have just initiated the replication. We will see now. Replicate now. Replicate now. So users and computers. If I go now, see where am I? See, he has come. As soon as I forcefully replicate, R&D came here. I'm in DC01 only. See here. Who am I? Who am sorry? Host name. It is DC01. So this test R&D and under the sets I created a OU test. See, they both got replicated from ADC to the DC01. Okay. So this is how we will create the additional domain controller. Fine. So I think we can stop for the day. Tomorrow we will continue with the remaining topic, which is FSMO. Okay. So I'll stop the recording and then I'll take the questions. Thank you all for joining. Have a good day.